Ace's Devil Fruit is the ultimate prize at Corrida Colosseum in our review of One Piece, episode 631.
Hey everyone, I'm Christian. I don't always sit in these One Piece reviews, but I was hanging out with Corey tonight, so I decided to jump in on this one. And we have a special message at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that.
So another pretty decent episode of One Piece. The Dressrosa arc is in full swing. They're introducing a ton of different characters. Already, the blind dude. He pretty much dominated the first half of this week's episode. And I was pretty ignorant to who this character was at first.
Yeah.
But the more I paid attention to the intro, and of course the more comments I read from the last couple reviews, it definitely makes a lot of sense. This guy is clearly the admiral that was sent by Akainu, and he got to demonstrate his powers this week when he was playing that roulette game, which went on a little painfully long. But, you know, apparently his powers involve, like, making things heavy or maybe affecting gravity, because he sends these guys, like, flying directly into the earth.
I feel like if he touches you, he can control how much you weigh, a lot like with some of the other characters we've seen who can control their own personal weight. So they'll, like, I forget that female character's name, but she could, like, float up and then decide to weigh a ton and, like, come down and crush you. So maybe
Wasn't she the CP9 member?
Yes, he was one of the CP9 members. So I'm sure it's something like that, but if he touches you...
No, Baroku works.
Oh, okay. How Baroku
Actually,
works?
that's even more old school. That was the group that belonged to Crocodile, right?
Yeah. I knew it wasn't CP9. It was way back in the day, early One Piece villains. But I feel like he can control how much you weigh if he touches you, or it has something to do specifically with his sword. So, but those guys are One Piece fodder. They just had to get sacrificed, so we got some character development out of that situation.
I did like the scene, though. It was kind of stereotypical. You know how every time, kind of like they have in the samurai movies and in anime all the time, when the dude, like, finishes off a ton of people, and then they walk sort of slowly with their sword, and then
they drag that out.
Yeah, and then they sheath it. You know, you read the manga, so you sort of know everything that's going on here. I don't read the manga, so this is all new to me. Well, is the pacing a lot slower here, obviously?
You know, I feel like the pacing is go it at your own pace when you read One Piece manga, because you can just, like, get through it a lot quicker. But when you're watching the anime, you're, like, stuck listening to that song the whole time they want to play it. Like, the pacing is a lot more up to the creators. So they really drug it out, but at the same time, we're getting introduced to this character, and I have a feeling he's going to be really important. And not just because I read the manga, I mean, just in general. Like, so that's why they're taking their time with him. And I think the other character they actually introduced this episode was the Toy Soldier. I think they called him the Lightning Soldier. They haven't really revealed his name yet, and I don't want to reveal it yet either. But he is obviously going to be an important character. They wouldn't spend the time to show him.
Exactly. His scene this week was so random. Just another creepy toy person. He looks kind of like just sort of like a traditional tin soldier. He's missing a leg, and he rolls around on this like little skate. And apparently everybody's after him. He's like wanted or something.
He's got a court gun too.
Exactly. I don't know why he didn't really seem that dangerous, but they included the scene randomly in the episode, so it obviously has to be important.
So we all know Zoro gets lost really easy, but he never loses his 3 swords. I mean, that's a staple of who Zoro is. But in this episode, we saw one of his swords got taken away, and everyone just sort of accepts it. Like, they all lost their wallets and their jackets and everything, and they're like, the fairies took it, that's fine. And Zoro's like, that's not cool, like... I don't know if you know much about me as a character, but I need 3 of these things. And so he ends up...
fuck your fairies, dog.
Yeah, fuck your fairies.
I need my sword.
It's not a good enough excuse for me. I'm going after it. And they end up chasing after it. And this is probably where we're seeing like a change in the plot line for Zoro and Sanji and everyone that chased after
them. And even
them.
Kinemon is following him.
Yeah, but he got lost, so maybe he's going to go do his own thing. And there was a weird guy with a mask that looked at him, you know, which means he's evil.
I'm assuming that he's obviously probably someone who works for Doflamingo. He looks like someone who would actually be like in the battle at this Colosseum, which I'm really, really looking forward to seeing that. Yes. Obviously, that's the most important part at the end of this week's episode, as they build up this huge place, Corrida Colosseum, where they're going to auction off or basically give away Ace's Devil Fruit, the Flare Fruit. And everybody there is in attendance. Obviously, Luffy's going to go there. There's going to be a big tournament arc. And I think that's awesome because I can't believe it took this long for One Piece to actually have a tournament arc, because almost every big Shonen Jump series does this. But I'm really looking forward to it because this is a great opportunity to introduce a ton of new characters.
And have them all show off their powers.
Exactly.
From the get-go. You know, so One Piece is made for tournament arcs, so I think it's a really good... and that's the other thing. It's like a side story to a main story, but it's still like going to be great. That's the one thing about One Piece. It has so many things going on at once. And the Dressrosa arc, I think, is one of the best handled. Maybe, I don't want to necessarily say pacing, but all the stories happening at once, it all feels like it's going to come together really well. and there's just so many cool characters. And it's kind of a weird thing to say because One Piece has so many random things or random people, but the Dressrosa arc is obviously taken it to a new level. It's toy people.
A lot of people have been building this arc up a lot for me, and I can really understand what they're talking about. Like you said, everything is sort of flowing nicely, and I am actually interested in all the different stories that are going on. Like, what is up with the fairies? What's up with toy people? Why are they about to have this really badass Roman Colosseum battle? I don't know why. It all seems completely distant and foreign from each other, and yet it all melds perfectly in like the form of a story. And that's, I think, what made it really effective. And of course, all the characters just look outlandish and crazy this week. In terms of like the normal animation, this one this week was sort of so-so. It really wasn't all that special.
Shifted.
Exactly. There were times when the characters would look good, and then there's some times where the background characters look really eh. But that's pretty typical for this type of show. Otherwise, it was a pretty entertaining episode. We got to see the reveal of some pretty cool new powers. But otherwise, they did drag some stuff out at the beginning of the episode, so I'm going to drop this one down to a 7 out of 10.
I think 7 out of 10 feels just about right. It was a lot of setup. The reveal was nice that we got with the powers. But at the same time, it's not that much. That character, even when he was leaving, he's like, I'm not going to tell you who I am yet. It's kind of better we both don't know.
It's pretty obvious now. Just watch the intro.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, 7 out of 10 is right where this one's at. Dressrosa, it's going to be a great arc. I'm excited to see these anime episodes.
All right, check it out, guys.
So, thank you so much for watching this review. If you enjoy them, make sure and give us a thumbs up and all that stuff, guys. But the real reason we want to talk to you right now is we want to say thank you to all of our subscribers. We just hit over 9,000 subscribers. Corey, you got a joke? You got a 9,000 joke?
I did. You had to say that, man. That's not fair. It's such an obvious joke.
Yeah.
What does the Scouters say about their subscriber level?
I think it says it's over 9,000.
Obviously, guys, this is a huge milestone for us for a number of reasons. You know, we could hit the 100,000 subscriber mark. But I still don't think it would mean as much as getting just a little over 9,000. There's just something about that as an anime fan that just feels so appropriately nerdy and awesome.
And as a Dragon Ball Z fan.
And you guys made it possible. You guys are the reason that we make these videos and why we put so much into this channel. And it's a great outlet for us who love anime, and just we have so much more planned in the future. It's amazing. Like, there's really no stopping this at all. This is definitely the coolest hobby ever. There's a ton more anime we get to cover. There's a lot of big projects in the pipeline. Our Naruto movie projects are getting like really, really big. We're gonna have that next movie coming out actually like within the next 2 weeks. So be prepared for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, we have some other big plans. Like, we're going to keep the Naruto movie reviews going, and then maybe we're going to just pick, like, single projects to do those types of videos on, like maybe a movie or a genre. Like, we're going to try to do some more of those movie review ideas, because we enjoy putting all that time into, like, one project and just working on it till it's done right and then releasing it instead of these, like, blog videos we do all the time and reviews like this. And we're also working on trying to get, there's a little bit in the future, but we're trying to get a studio space to do like a podcast or something like that. So
I'd say that's like our most ambitious project at the moment.
It's going to be next level. Like, that's going to be something, I wish I could tell you more. We don't really know much. All that stuff takes time, but we have like a really big ambition to start kind of like a Super Kami Guru anime podcast. So that's something we want to do. And we just have a lot planned, and I think at the same time, like, you use the term hobby with this, but it's something we've done almost like religiously and on time, like a job. But it still feels like a hobby because it's so much fun.
Yeah, exactly. This does not feel like a job in any sense of the word.
Yeah, we really take this seriously though. Like, even though if we stop tomorrow, I think it wouldn't really affect us if we stopped tomorrow, but the truth is, like, we get so much joy and, like, I don't know, what's the right word, like, satisfaction from doing this, mostly from you guys' comments and, you know, the content that I'm proud of producing with Corey, that it's just a fun thing to have in your life, and we're really glad that you guys enjoy it so much.
And we've said this many, many times before, but you guys are just a very positive community. You know, you guys have just been so great to our channel. Just no negativity whatsoever from you guys, and that just makes making videos for you guys so much fun. And of course, we have other big projects, like we're going to be going to some awesome conventions later this year.
Dragon Con, MomoCon.
And another thing that's really cool and very random, we're going to go see the Book of Mormon too.
Oh yeah,
we might even make a video about that, because that's just going to be really funny. So just a lot of really cool things for 2014.
Absolutely.
We're over 9,000.
Oh.
Let's get over 90,000 next time.
Yeah, honestly, we see the sky's the limit, and this channel just picks up momentum every time we do it. And it hasn't been an instant success, but it's been a very enjoyable ride to get where we are. How long have we been doing this, Corey?
Right now, about 2.5 years, I'd say.
2.5 years. That's what it takes to build this channel to almost 10,000 subscribers. So keep that in mind if you want to start your own YouTube channel. Like, it took us 2.5 years to get where we're at.
And only do it if you want to do it, if you're passionate to do it, because
do
otherwise,
do it for the money.
Otherwise, there's no friggin' point. There's no friggin' point whatsoever.
Do it for the money.
You know,
there's no money. Not really.
Not really.
It's fun. It's fun to do it. Corey and I, honestly, we'd probably be hanging out just as much if we weren't doing this. At least we get to do something when we hang out now. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. We have plans for the future. This channel is alive and well. And thank you so much for bringing us over 9,000.
Just pretend that Chris Sabat's doing that.
Yeah, just pretend that was good. Okay, guys. Until next time, Super Kami Guru 9000 out.
What? Super Kami Guru 9000?